to.
Yes.
We've got food trucks.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. So come on down.
Okay. Okay, right. So I watched this morning, John, and basically don't watch it on an empty stomach because it is one of those films that literally makes you salivate at the big screen.
Yeah.
Was that your intention?
I figured I know what the effect is when I'm watching a movie with good food photography, and there's something called mirror neurons, and when you see something on screen, you react to it as though it's happening to you. You know, like when somebody gets kicked between the legs, you cringe. Well, when you see good food being cooked, it makes you feel a certain way.
But quite often when you see food being cooked in the movies, it still doesn't look great because
Really?
Because it's kind of like often it's been there on that take for 3 hours and don't really want to eat it. They was eating small mouthfuls, but you guys really go for it.
We were really going for it. It was we didn't have a lot of takes in the film, so we were actually eating the food, and even after we yelled cut, we were eating the food. We had Chef Roy Choi there helping to prepare it, and we were cooking it on the spot. It smelled terrific, and the food tasted as good as it looked.
Was it a bit of a labour of love for you? It kind of comes across on screen that A, this is a story about food, and obviously you're so involved with the whole process. You're back as a leading man, and B, it's also a story about family as well, isn't it? About a father and a son.
Yeah,
it seems like quite a personal film to me.
Well, there was aspects of this film that were really personal. I mean, you had somebody who was balancing out career and family, which is something that you run into in my line of work a lot, and a guy who's scaling down to find his voice. And in the movie, the character opens up a food truck for that reason. In this film, it kind of mirrors what I'm doing with the movie, which is making a small independent film so that I could have a lot of creative freedom.
I don't want to give the ending of the film away, but we can probably guess it's a feel-good movie. So,
yeah.
So he comes out okay at the end. I mean, does it mirror your career? Are you thinking you want to do food trucks and you want to do big restaurants? Is that how we're going forward, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I started off doing independent films, movies like Swingers, and it was nice to have a script hit me that I haven't had that happen to me since Swingers, where I just wrote a script, and I'm very lucky that I get the opportunity to do small movies in addition to the big ones, and they're both fun in different ways, but a little one like this, when it comes off just right, is extremely satisfying.
The bonus of doing big movies, though, I guess, is that when you do little movies like this, you can wheel in these A-list after A-list.
Sure. It was nice to be able to call up Robert Downey Jr. and Scarlett Johansson and people like Dustin Hoffman, who I've never worked with before, Sofia Vergara. So I was very lucky to have such a strong cast.
You've got two fantastic love interests in this film.
Yes.
I know you wrote it.
Yes.
I would probably do that as well.
The guy's a good cook.
Yeah.
He's a good chef.
Is that it though? I mean, like when you look at how popular chefs are on TV now, are they like rock stars? Are they these guys now?
Chefs are kind of like rock stars now. There's something about what they do that's captivating both to both sexes. Definitely as a guy, I admire them, but I've seen how women are around the chefs, and they definitely get through to them in a way that civilians don't.
They're like rock stars, but I mean, I wouldn't say it's the Gordon Ramsay's face. I mean, sometimes you get celebrity chefs now, but he had to work from the ground up very hard to be where he is now, to do the kind of shows he does now.
Yeah.
I mean, when I look at those shows, and I know you sort of learned how to cook properly in this movie, do you wonder why anyone would want to be a chef, even though the rewards can be so high? Because it just looks like the hardest job in the world.
It's a tough gig being a chef, and it tends to be a calling. People don't just do it because it's a smart, pragmatic decision. It's something that people do because they love it. When you enter into that world, you're giving up a big part of your life. You're working long hours. When everybody else is celebrating, you're working holidays, you're working weekends, you're not seeing your family. So the people that I've found who excel in that world are people who love it, and there's nothing else they can do.
I mean, can you cook now? If I were to say to you, rustle me up some incredible meal, would you wow me, do you think?
Yeah, I'm a pretty good cook. I mean, I went to culinary school for this. I worked under Roy Choi, worked as a prep cook and then a line cook in his kitchens. I worked during dinner service for a few months. So I really wanted to make the film look authentic, and I wanted chefs to be satisfied with it. They tend to be a little dismissive of Hollywood movies about food. And so I was happy to have them reacting favorably to it. And so it was important for me to get it right.
Is it basically when they see like those food containers just with all these different ingredients and stuff, and they're all lined up like a bit like a science lab? That's what kitchens are like. They're not really just people throwing ingredients here and there, are they?
Yeah, they like, chefs want, what's beautiful to a chef is different than what's beautiful to a film director or a production designer. In Hollywood, they tend to make everything look too beautiful. They tend to make beautiful pyramids of peppers and beautiful flatware and dishes. But to a chef, they like stainless steel. They like deli containers full of different concoctions. They love like artists with a palette of paints in front of them, and that's to them what a wonderful day in the kitchen is.
And just finally, is this the only movie in Hollywood history where the cast have gained weight by the end
Yeah.
of it, rather than
Yeah,
lost it during?
it was definitely. If we hadn't gained weight from eating the food in Los Angeles, by the time we went from Miami to New Orleans to Austin, Texas, we definitely gained weight. Certainly from the salt at the very least.
Sounds a great show.
All right, cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, thanks. Enjoy tonight.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, mate.